Mimicry. Webster's dictionary defines mimicry in relation to science as a superficial resemblance of one organism to another that secures it a selective advantage as protection from predation. Some venomous snakes have the ability to flatten their heads or bodies as a defensive or inflating behavior to warn away predators. In early 2009 and 2010, Jan Valkonen and his fellow researchers conducted an experiment entitled Antipredatory Function of Head Shape for Vipers and Their Mimics. These experiments were conducted in a national park in southern Spain to establish whether non-venomous snakes had adapted a mimicry behavior similar to the venomous European vipers in order to decrease predation. The experiments were conducted using snake replicas with triangular or narrow-shaped heads. To differentiate the effect of the triangular head shape from the overall appearance of European vipers, they used snake replicas with and without the European viper's characteristic zigzag pattern, shown here in this picture. The replica snakes were made using non-toxic grey plasticine, and half were given zigzag patterns using black paint. To test if a European viper's head shape does actually act as a warning, 4 kinds of artificial snakes were used. First were snakes with triangular-shaped heads and zigzag-patterned bodies. Second were snakes with narrow, colubrid-type heads. Third were snakes with a narrow head, and lastly were snakes left plain grey with a triangular head. They included this last type of snake to serve as a control subject. The length and diameter of all artificial snakes were equal to that of a sub or adult viper. 19 trials were conducted in 17 different locations. In each trial, between 5 and 10 snake replicas from the 4 different kinds were used. They were placed at random and tied to bushes to prevent predators from taking them. They were also sprayed with repellent to deter other mammals. In other similar experiments, foxes were known to bite the snake replicas and destroy factual evidence. The trial snake replicas were checked between 12 and 72 hours later. The results showed a big difference in the number of raptor, a type of predatory bird, attacks through all the trials. They demonstrated that the triangular head shape of vipers is recognized and mainly avoided by raptors. It is a significant warning signal. The results suggest that the behavioral mimicry of head triangulation can significantly increase survival in species that do not mimic the zigzag patterns of the viper. In summary, these trials were conducted to see if mimicry on the part of the non-venomous snakes made them less of a target for predators. The results of these trials are yes. The mimicry of the non-venomous snakes using the triangular head shape of the venomous European vipers proved to increase their survival. This research data proves that we need more surveys to discover if head-shaped mimicry can be found elsewhere in the animal kingdom. Thank you.